Taupo Motorsport Park, 3.5 kilometres, challenging and changing conditions for the third and final rumble in the Fujitsu 200. There's the front row, Ross and Turton.
Second row sees Edgell and McHarrison.
Then it's the southern neighbours, Inky Tulloch out of Southland, Chris Adams out of Mosgiel.
Okay, row 4 sees Andy Knight and Julia Hussif.
Then it's Cam Hardy out of the Waikato and Eddie Bell out of the Minis and into a very fast fish Ford Falcon this year.
Then we have reigning race champion Paul Pedersen and Boyd Norwood.
Followed by Brooke and Richards.
Then we have John Penny and Angus Fogg.
So getting down to some of the guys who will be challenging for the podium positions, Williams and Porter next up.
We have Michael Bristow and David Bernard.
Watch out for the Commodore of the ITM racing man, Andy Anderson, alongside the United video of Beard.
Then we have Paul Manuel and Johnny McIntyre.
Then it's Booth and Scott.
And bringing out the final round is the Paul Radicic.
So that's the field, 27 cars lining up, 20 laps for the Fujitsu 200, the third and final showdown this weekend in the BNT V8s. And a big worry too, Mark Pedersen, with these changing conditions for the final race.
It is, Clint, and what's going to be interesting is we have the guys that haven't had the most successful weekend starting off the front. They're going to be the first into the first corner, obviously. They're going to have to calculate how much grip there is in these changing conditions and still be defensive, yet stay out of the other guy's way.
Green, green, green.
They get the green light now. Here they go into that first corner. And it's Nick Ross, seems to be under sort of total control, bit of Smokey the Bandit further back down the field. Not too bad so far.
No, actually everybody is very well behaved considering this is the reverse grid race.
On board with Simon Richards.
God, just cars everywhere, isn't there? Oh, what's happening up front here?
3 wide through the infield in Taupo from ripple strip to ripple strip. One of them's gone off.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he got a tap or maybe just a little bit anxious on cold tyres, but...
It's Adam Brook in the Versatile Buildings BA out of Christchurch. He's parked in the old kitty litter there. He's going nowhere. Nick Ross has got off to a good start out in front, though, in the Total 007 Commodore.
He has, and Tim Edgell, though, is lurking in second. Tim's had some good speed, but not particularly good luck for the weekend.
On board with Andrew Porter, the Hyundai Construction Hydrolink car. Cam Hardy right in front.
Oh, pretty brave race to have a look, but he set himself out well here. Should have enough speeds where he can dictate whether he's going to go to the inside or the outside coming up to turn 10.
First lap, Fujitsu 200, race 3, BNT V8s. Porter making a move, looking back on. Fogg already getting out through the field as well. A bit of action down there coming out of the sweeper. One of them got turned around sideways.
And there goes Angus, just running a bit wide, you know, hooking the outside of the car into the dirt, keeping the momentum going. He should still retain this position over Cam Hardy.
Gee, this Porter car's got some gas, isn't it?
Oh, he's doing an amazing job, Andrew.
Out of the trucks into the V8 second season. There they are, the two sister cars, Eddie Bell and the Independent Fisheries car right behind the other Porter Brothers racing car of Andrew Porter.
And that's Dale Williams peeling off the pit lane. And Johnny McIntyre having a run in the inside of Andrew Anderson. Got the running into turn 1, the inside, which is the preferred line. Should be able to maintain it.
Let's go down to the pits with Roger Davis.
Problems already after the first lap here for Dale Williams. Looks like he's got quite a bit of damage. They can't get the bonnet down properly. The boys are trying to get it down and get him back out on the track, but no, comes the tape. And obviously Dale Williams was involved in a skirmish on that very first lap.
And also problems here for Sean Turton, the Pukekohe racer.
And a fantastic battle taking place between John McIntyre and Andrew Anderson.
I had him and then I let him go.
Silly thing to do, Andrew.
I would have preferred to lead him.
Well, there's nothing stopping you from beating him.
That's the shot looking back from the Castrol Ford. This is back out in front. On board with Inky Tulloch.
Oh, Andy Knight's managed to get through on that fast turn 9. And then here comes... it's the Tiger Cat car of Paul Pedersen. We see that happen. One driver get a little bit upset. 1 or 2 cars will jump straight away and pounce on their position.
Tulloch at the Cat Rentals Ford trying to line up the rest of the field. He's been getting some drivers training this year from Johnny McIntyre.
Not very good. Yeah, go clearly.
Big field of rumbling V8s and the BNT V8s, and there is Johnny McIntyre trying to force his way through the field.
Let's count them, Clip. 1, 2, 3 abreast. Johnny McIntyre's got a run here. And just to the right, we see a black car slowing in the middle of the whole pack.
Cam Hardy perhaps having problems.
Absolutely, Michael was on the preferred line here, so although Johnny did have the speed, Michael did have the preferred line come into the series of corners.
Coming out of what they term as the chase in Taupo. Look at that. That is a great shot of Johnny McIntyre chasing his way through this field.
Here's Paul Pedersen putting a bit of pressure on McHarrison now. Andy Knight's already made the pass.
Pedersen, remember, won this reverse grid race last year. That was a real pedal beater's nightmare, wasn't it?
It was. Clint, you know, you saw Paul Pedersen get on the inside of McHarrison. Had to stop the car. You see that with the smoke coming up. It's what we call a flat spot or a lock-up of the tyre.
The Milwaukee Ford of Andrew Knight, one of the rookies, the Toyota Racing Series champion, having a go on the V8s, and of course stepping up out of the V8 development class, Alan McHarrison too, with Pedersen right behind his bumper, and Fogg threading it through like the V8 needle here at Taupo.
Get down to second gear again. Through here, hard on the accelerator. Make sure you stay off the dirt on the outside there. Back up to third gear. Okay, past the old part of the pits, or the old circuit it used to be called. You see that smoke coming off the tyre once again. That's what we call a lock-up or a flat spot.
Andrew Porter in front.
What's Angus going to do? Oh, bit of contact. Oh, Angus, two positions.
Porter.
Absolutely no love lost there whatsoever, Clint.
Drive through for lap 1 incident. Drive through.
And he's got a puncher as well to go with it.
Coffee. Crossed over in front of me.
Got some colourful language, isn't there?
Anyway, thank you.
So problems for Andrew Porter. Not a happy chappy in the
Is it Dino?
111 Ford Falcon. He has to come in. There he is. Oh, Craig Beard getting around the outside, avoiding the damage.
Fantastic, but Clint, this is actually a double penalty for Andrew, for the simple reason being he has to come in, change the tyre, then come back into pit lane again and address a stop-go penalty.
So you got a huge problem, Andrew.
And problems here for the ITM Racing Commodore of Andrew Anderson. In the pits now with Andrew Porter sorting out that front damage to the tyre. So the Hydrolink Hyundai car under all sorts of pressure. Let's take a look at how they rumbled through that first corner. Bit of an incident there with Adam Brook being spun around, just coming into contact with Andrew Porter, and that's where he got the drive-through penalty.
Yeah, look, the car's just a little bit unsettled there, so probably not that unexpected, to be honest.
Pretty hard on the first lap of these V8 races. Just a little wee sideways rub, and away she goes.
Yeah, just everybody jostling for position.
Looking back on board Inky Tulloch, this is where he rumbled with Andrew Porter coming out of the sweeper. More contact.
Yeah, look, Clint, that's part of the problem, is that there's just not enough racing room given between these guys. Look, they must have known where each other they were. I think he took a slightly tighter line, maybe Andrew a little bit wider. All of this would have been avoidable.
So it's a new leader, Andy Knight, leading the BNT V8s for the first time.
But Clint, look who's lurking in the background, Angus Fogg and Paul Pedersen.
Still, it's a good performance for the young guy out of the Toyota Racing Series. Into the tin tops, big taxi, getting used to running around with doors and windows instead of that fresh air.
Absolutely, qualified fantastic in the top 10. First time ever in the top 10 shootout. You know, race 1 and race 2, probably not the way they wanted them to go, but race 3 doing a fantastic job. You'll hear that as well, Clint, coming to that corner, you hear the backfire and the misfiring. What that is these cars have a 6,400 rev per minute limit in the cars. And basically when the cars hit that limit, they actually start misfiring. It's something to do with the computer system in the car. Absolutely no technical issues whatsoever.
Here's some of the other hard charges coming out through the field in the reverse grid race. Kane Scott, remember playing that game of horsepower and patience.
Careful, Kane.
Lines up the Cat Rentals Ford of Inky Tulloch and takes him going into the sweeper.
We will do here. Let's just see if we can get another shot to find out where Inky is, because I dare say he still might be underneath. No, absolutely completely wrong on that call, and a fantastic move.
Talking about a move, look at Foggy. And it's Pedersen and Ross. 3 wide, almost. The 3 of them side by side. Fogg gets up in front of Nick Ross. Back on board with Tulloch. That's Booth in front. Look at the rear of that Big Ben Commodore.
Certainly moving around a fair bit, isn't it?
Brand new car, brand new setup for the Holdens this weekend. So the Holden boys still coming to grips. Look at this, though. Talking about making progress. Johnny McIntyre flying up through the field now.
Here goes a royal battle between the old teammates Paul Pedersen and Angus Fogg.
Yeah, great shot. That's Foggy's old car, which was his new car at the end of last season. He's gone back to the old car, which of course is now his new car for this season.
It's plenty of old and plenty of new.
And the funny thing is he built that car that he's right behind the bumper from now.
Well, you should know it inside out then.
Before he left International Motorsport, and he's going to take it too. Oh, great shot. Can he make it stick? Foggy with a chance. Life is good.
It's one thing getting along, Paul, but you know that there's lots of places Paul can go here. Yeah, as I thought, you know, it's one thing getting alongside Paul, completely another thing getting around him. He's very experienced with this Taupo circuit. You'll see what he's doing here. He's just drawing Angus to the inside.
How far can they go, though, without being done for blocking?
Okay, what they can do is you can make one move down the straight. So you can move over to the left or to the right, but you can't keep going from one side to another.
Nice car speed, though. Gee, that Ford's got some wheels there, Foggy, isn't it? Takes Pedersen down the inside.
Fantastic job on the inside. You know, probably still a little bit of dampness, but fantastic result.
Talking about making a move, look at this. Simon Richards holding off the rat, Paul Radisich.
What's going to happen here is Paul going to do an outbraking manoeuvre on the inside. Wait. Yeah, oh, fantastic drop. Well, actually, both on all. Michael takes advantage as well. Bit of loving, bit of rubbing. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
So Michael Bristow also sneaks up on the inside on the Texan side, Ford Falcon.
You know, we've seen that previously, Clint. One car gets through. Normally a second car will be straight behind it. Benefits from it as well. Simon
Richards, good racer. Oh, another one, John Penny. About to say the Waikato guy was having a good drive here, but been caught by the old BNT slingshot.
It happens. And here's Craig Baird on the inside of Tim Edgell.
Kane Scott also charging up through the field, and there's that flying forward two of Johnny McIntyre. Booth up there as well. Gee, the big guns are now all right behind each other. Big freight train.
It's amazing how wide Andy's car can be at times when Johnny Mac's behind him.
On board with the champ, into the sweeper.
You know, we're looking at the current and past champion here. And one thing we notice about these reverse grid races, the fast cars will make a lot of time up early on, but then they start getting the cars that are more and more their speed, so then their progress gets slower and slower going forward.
And what about when your tyres start to sort of go off towards the end of the race?
Yeah, the thing about the top 8, top 10 drivers is so used to it. Here's Johnny Mac pulling out now of the draft. They're so used to it, Clint, that, you know, the degradation of the tyres they get used to, so they know what's going to happen throughout the race.
What a great scrap this is. You got Kane Scott, Timmy Edgell. You got the Big Ben Commodore of Andy Booth, under pressure from Johnny McIntyre and the Castrol Ford. He's been super quick all weekend, just hasn't been able to get that race win. Both take the inside line and take Edgell.
Yeah, it looks like Timmy, you know, took a conservative line there, maybe letting these fast guys through to stay out of the trouble that he's had for the last 2 races.
Great shots on board. BNT V8s. And still out in front. Oh, I was going to say that Andy Knight was enjoying his drive, a Sunday afternoon drive, and look at that, Angus Fogg right up his bumper now.
You see how much the cars are rolling, or how much one side of the front nose clip hits the ground and how much daylight there is in the other? Indicates to me that the cars are very soft and rolling to get the maximum grip from them.
Well, they were worried about the changing conditions, the chance of starting on slicks. It's been wet all day, then it's dried, and of course they're a bit worried about it being a wet track. But look at that! Andy Knight, he's just lost it. He doesn't have to worry about it being wet. We'll take a break, back with more in the BNT V8. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Fujitsu 200. Plenty of action so far in the third and final showdown here at the Taupo Motorsport Park. Good battle here too between David Bernard working up through the field. He takes the inside line and takes Nick Ross.
Yeah, they give each other plenty of racing room, so that was a nice clean execution. And just now down drag strip down into the back straight.
Had a few fuel problems in the last race, but everything seems to be going well for Bezzy. Talking about going well, look at this.
We've got 2-time V8 champion, another 2-time V8 champion, and a 2-time world champion, all battling for the position.
Booth, McIntyre and Radisich. How good does it get here at the BNT V8s?
Clint, it doesn't get any better than this.
Great racing too.
Absolutely, you know, in the past we've seen Johnny McIntyre, be able to pass 3, 4, 5 cars. Now he's caught up to an adversary that's very, very similar to speed. You'll see Andy's using every ounce of road, which he's 100% entitled to. So that progression through the field gets harder and harder for every car that's getting closer to his own speed.
Does the Ford or the Hold, in which part of this track would they have any sort of speed advantage?
They're really very, very equal now. But what happens, as we've seen, is that Andy Booth actually controls the speed of this race for these two cars in particular. What I mean, you see he hits the brakes now, okay? But he's actually the first to apply the throttle.
Just get the old speed wobble.
Yeah.
He was controlling it, but look at this. He's under a Mac attack. The Big Ben Pie back in the warmer.
Oh, fantastic. You see him having a look across, but it's not over yet, and he's run wide and lost 2 positions.
It's into the microwave. And now he's come out steaming again. Look at this battle up front now. Kane Scott and Beardo.
Craig Beard on the inside of Nick Ross there. You'll see what happened. Craig went in a bit hard. You'll see the smoke coming off the tyre. It's because the tyre is actually locking up as what we call a flat spot.
A couple of drivers there with V8 supercar experience.
Yeah, actually, a third of the field has V8 supercar experience. That's a big number.
You've got Bernard from Stone Brothers Racing. You've got Kane Scott there. You've got Craig Beard. Here you go. Boothie, he's hanging on. He's keeping those 2 Fords right behind him.
He's doing a fantastic job, and to be honest, we don't expect any less from Booth.
How the mathematics going over? Struggling with Singapore past me.
Paul Radisich talking back to the team about trying to get past Boothie. Meanwhile, McIntyre sneaks back up again.
Let's just listen to this. This is fantastic.
Problems here, though. Oh, no, not good for the Milwaukee Ford Falcon of Andy Knight out of Christchurch.
We saw that car run wide. Well, Angus Fogg was taking position for the lead. Is this the result of the spin, or is this because of the spin?
Bit of a tough rookie debut for him. Problems in the first race. No problems for these guys, though. Gee, it's been a great performance.
No, but it's all character building for Andy Knight. Brilliant, that's what we like to hear. Full use of the radio.
Talking of characters.
Absolutely. Did you see coming to that previous corner, Clint, the glowing from the front brake on Andy Booth's car?
I don't know about the glowing, mate, but I think Paul Radisich is glowing right now. He's under pressure from McIntyre now. He can't get past Booth, and all of a sudden he's been swapped by the squawking magpie. Look at Booth's car twitching all around the place.
Absolutely. You'll see Johnny Mack actually got in front of Paul there because you could see him go hard across to the left and hug the inside line.
So now Radisich doesn't have to worry about Booth because McIntyre's got past him. What do you think of, is it the rear end of the Commodore that seems to be just going off at the moment? Brand new car?
Yeah, it is. And keep in mind, this is uncharted territory for the guys in the Commodores of this new suspension package they've got.
On board with Kane Scott. That's coming down the inside of Bernard. A little bit of a tap. And a little bit of a problem there for Andy Knight, sorting out their problems in the pits.
Yeah, we saw that car smoke before, Clint, and this is probably a result of it. We see Peter Cunliffe there going towards the back of the car. Andy Neal working in there. A lot of experienced guys on this team.
Well, the Andy Knight car's come in and a lot of smoke coming out of the back of the car, but it's actually the front of the car that's a problem, or at least I think his gearbox. There's a big strong smell of gearbox oil, and Peter's under the car now trying to attend it, so we don't know if he'll get back out on the track. So the boys here are trying pretty hard, and hopefully they get Andy Knight back on the racetrack shortly.
Meanwhile, back out on the track, it's still Fog out in front.
Drivers saying they're
no. Sorry, no. Okay, I don't think we're going to make it.
That distinctly sounds like my father on the end of the radio. I've heard that numerous times. We saw David Bernard get in trouble in the first race with a fuel pump failure. Hope that's not happening to Craig as well.
Kane Scott gets past Bernard. Nice shots on board the Fujitsu Ford Falcon. There is Beard. He's still going at the moment.
Yeah, he's still going pretty strong, so, maybe it's one of the sensors going bad.
Talking about strong, they're still having a go. Boothie, McIntyre and Radisich. Radisich coming off the win in race 2. McIntyre still searching for that victory. Very fast car, setting lap records. and still picking up the points.
God, look what he's looking through here, and that's actually rain coming back down, Clint. I thought it was debris, and there's Craig Beard slowing.
You just ran out of gas. Okay.
So that's drama for the number 27 car, the United Video Ford Falcon of Craig Beard, your old car, Mark.
Well, Gary's never that polite to me when I said something on the radio. Sorry, Dad.
So I wonder if he's had fuel pump problems like Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard had fuel pump problems in the second race. Maybe it's just a hangover of what we've seen with this new regulations we're working with. You see momentarily there.
Oh, look at that, new regulations. Nick Ross just slips out wide, and here comes the freight train.
Yeah, you'll see going to the corner, you'll see the rear wheels actually stop. Okay, too much rear braking. Now one's got past. Johnny Mack, will he be able to do the inside? Oh no, contact!
Both couldn't get past. He looked like he had the move stuck against Nick Ross, but then bit of the old sideways Liberace.
Yeah, you can't help thinking, he had the position on Nick Ross. Why are these guys still trying to defend it when the position's already been made?
And guess who benefits? Johnny McIntyre.
Exactly right. Johnny Mac's been patient the whole way through. We saw him battling with Andy, we saw him battling with Paul. Just that's the maturity of Johnny McIntyre, 2 championships.
And look at Bristow getting on the end of this freight train too, so he's really developing his experience. But what an experience for the rookie in the NZV8s, the BNT V8s this season. First time in, and Craig Beard has to park it. Let's take a look at the best under pressure moment, the Hydrolink moment. And it is this, with Nick Ross just slipping into Big Ben, Commodore of Andy Booth, as he tried to make that move stick, and he still manages to stay on the track and only lose one spot.
Here we go, different angle now.
Boothie must have thought he got past there. Oh, just ran out of racing room.
Clint Hill's so far ahead of Nick Ross that the position really should have been yielded. Both of them would have got around, except the one they're battling with. Crazy stuff, guys.
Last lap, Angus Fogg. Finally, something's gone right for Foggy in the LG Motorsport Ford Falcon. Car number 2 looks good, sounds good.
Fantastic. Paul Pedersen there, just in the backdrop. Second, fantastic drive from him as well.
He won this race here last year. Good to have him back in the championship. McIntyre searching for a place up towards that top 5. That's where he is at the moment. He's finally got in front of Booth back in 6th, Radisich in 7th. So this has been a great scrap coming up from back the rear of the field.
Absolutely, and the thing that has impressed me, and to have a look at the cars are still relatively in one piece. We have seen a reverse grid races before. Carnage is an incredible.
Eddie Bell up here just hanging on. He's hanging on to 2nd, 3rd place at the moment, with Kane Scott right behind him.
Hasn't he been a silent achiever during this race? Just battled away, now in 3rd, half a lap to go.
But now it's time for Angus Fogg to celebrate his first win in his new car, and he takes out race 3 in the Fujitsu 200. Paul Pedersen comes home 2nd in the Tiger Cat Ford. So there's Kevin Williams and the rest of the team celebrating with Foggy.
Oh, Eddie Bell holds on for 3rd place from a late charge from Kane Scott.
So a good moment there for Foggy. All that hard work. A couple of months ago looked like he was going to be on the sidelines, but here he is. Picks up a win. Pedersen 2nd. Eddie Bell, great drive for 3rd in the Independent Fisheries Ford Falcon. Then it's Scott, Bernard, McIntyre, Booth and Radisich.
And round out the top 10, 9th was Michael Bristow, and a fantastic drive from the early race leader, Nick Ross, to come in 10th.